Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Today a new Prism Summon Pool event started in Raid Shadow Legends, a Dwarves Summon Pool, and in this video I'm going to take a look at how good is this one and should you be pulling some Prism crystals. First, thank you Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video and for giving me this wonderful promo link. Down below in the description there in the QR code, a new Raid Shadow Legends account with Tagoar at the start to support your campaign farmer, then Venomage at 15, Uugo at 30, Deacon Armstrong at level 40, the best possible start to raid. And this is also pretty good for your raid career, this Dwarf Summon Pool, because this has some really phenomenal champions in it. Headline champion is Admiral Blacktusk. Admiral Blacktusk is the Dwarves Faction Unity champion. And Faction Unity champions are normally not available. You cannot get them from shards, and you just cannot get them from anywhere except for these special events. And in this one, there is a 2% chance to pull Blacktusk from a Prism Crystal. Then this legendary collection like Hilvi, there was just a deck for Hilvi, and Hilvi is phenomenal. So if you did the deck, congratulations, you got yourself a phenomenal champion. If you didn't, there's still some kind of a chance to pick up Hilvi from here. Then there's, well, Mounting is probably one of the weakest champions in this one, but it's still not bad. Then there's Underbeast Brogni, and that is just truly phenomenal. If you need anything shield based, then, well, Brogni is your champion. That's just a phenomenal champion. Oskrun, Morley, Granite, all fine champions. And then Newt. Newt is amazing. Deals so much damage, can freeze your enemies, multi-hitting, ignoring defense. It's just tremendous. And Uugo. So this is one of the strongest legendary pools ever. The Dwarven Epic pool is not bad either, although it's not quite as phenomenal, but it does include Geomancer, so this is one of your best opportunities to pick up Geomancer, 7.833% chance to pick that up, and it is a phenomenal, truly phenomenal champion. Then there's, I like Hilda. Hilda was one of the Fusion Epics from the autumn, and pretty sweet, some stunning, heal reduction, buff stealing. I like Hilda a lot more than the evaluations on the Yumilav and Hell Hades would imply. Isper, Rearguard Sergeant, Madak, the most recent Fusion Epic. I just couldn't figure out a good use for Madak. Then there's Cornelia, one of my favorite champions in this game. Cornelia can solo multiple Doom Tower bosses, and it's just makes your opponent sleep, sometimes makes your own champion sleep, and then boosts their turn meter and heals them up when she does. So just tremendously fun champion. Not much of a use against Hydra or Demon Lord, which is probably the downside, but Doom Tower is Cornelia's playground. Filja, Grizzlejaw, Morag, Footboar, Melga, the Dwarven Healer, Reviver, and Rockbreaker. So just pretty sweet things in this pool. Trying to group them up a little bit better, then there are actually more superb pools in this pool than I have ever seen in a pool before. Blacktusk, Hilvi, Brogni, Newt, Geomancer. That's just so phenomenal. Ayumilav had updated their ratings for Epic Champions, and they had now invented a new SS tier category for Geomancer, because Geomancer is just so good. Then there is a number of strong pulls, most of the other legendaries, Oskrun, Morley, Granite, Uugo, all pretty good. And then Cornelia. Cornelia only getting a B from Ayumilav, and I don't really understand why, because I think she's so phenomenal. And then Melga, which leaves Mountain King alongside most of the epics as okay pulls. So many of these, I have used many of these, and I think they are quite good uses for this. Like Hilda has been doing some phenomenal things also on my newer account in Doom Tower, for example, because of those stunts, and against mimics in Grim Forest because of the heal reduction. So there's still stuff. Morag with that ally attack doing some pretty sweet things, although of course you can have whole team ally attacks on some of the legendaries, so Morag only brings a smaller ally attack. Grizzlejaw can still do some sweet things in an early Demon Lord team, for example, so some definite power here. And I was a little hesitant whether there's any really weak pulls, but my experience with Madak during the Yukimosa fusion, I just wasn't able to find any good use for it, so I suppose I wouldn't want to use it myself, so I guess that makes it a weak pull, at least from my perspective. But the bad news comes from how do you get to pull from that pool, because there's usually one tournament. Sometimes there's two tournaments. Usually there's one tournament that gives you prism crystals, so for free you can get one pull. And this time that tournament is going to be a soul chase. It starts tomorrow. Only confirmed tournament for this one so far, and Soul Chase is my least favorite tournament in all of Raid, because Soul Chase has huge variance. The points you get depend on how good of a soul you pull. And even the weakest, even the Mortal Soul Stone, can theoretically give you a 6-star mythical soul. So you can pretty much complete the event with a Mortal Soul Stone, or you might need to pull more than 100, 200. I really dislike Soul Chase. The results are completely unpredictable because the variance is so huge, so we can calculate averages, but those averages mean very little when the deviation is so large. But yeah, so Mortal Soul Stones, Immortal Soul Stones, Eternal Soul Stones. There is going to be an X2 event for Immortal Soul Stones. These are all calculated with base values. I actually didn't have the Immortal X2 percentages. I'll have to pick them up when the event is live tomorrow. So it's going to help a little bit. I have the Mortal X2 percentages, so it helps like 20-30%. So we'll see what it does to Immortals. But either way, we're talking about significant use of Soul Stones, and there might be something coming for Soul Stones. If there's going to be some bigger collaboration with multiple champions, there have been some rumors about such things, then typically that would include an event where there is going to be a soul component. So I'm definitely going to be skipping this one. I'm definitely going to be saving all of my souls for whatever the next big soul event is going to be. Which leaves you with the option to buy some prism crystals from the store, and it is of course a viable option if you're inclined to spend money on Raid. Because each pull is like a curated sacred shard, of course you can't combine them with the 2x event, and the price is lower than sacred shards most of the time. And this legendary selection in this event is quite exquisite. It's actually really strong. But probably to pick up one of those strongest champions is only like 11%. So of course if you get one pull, then 89% of the time you're not pulling one of those strongest champions. So the odds are still not great, but definitely there are some really sweet champions up for grabs here. And that's why it's really bit sad that the free pull is harder than usual, because it now comes from Soul Chase. Often it's from a gear ascension or something, and I'm skipping that because I just don't like that variance. Anything can happen. You might be able to complete it real quickly, or you might just end up wasting tons of resources, and I just won't have any of that. So, bit of mixed feelings here, because I do like the legendary selection in this pool a lot. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.